Hello. Hey.
Hi.
Sup?
Holy shit, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know.
No, nobody's excited. It's fine.
Yeah,
They're just waiting for the next panel.
That's why we're just getting settled. It's
Fine.
easy.
No, it's fine.
How's it going, guys? You enjoying RTX Australia? That wasn't nearly loud enough. Are you enjoying RTX Australia?
Yeah! So I guess that question wasn't for me.
What's up?
I accidentally wooed.
Oh yeah, I feel very weird.
You're right. I can't hear a fucking thing you're saying.
It's fine.
Good. This will be fun.
Right?
This end's gonna talk about Uggs. You guys talk about periods. It'll be good. Hey, welcome to Ladies at Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, it's what we're all respectively most familiar with anyways, let's be honest, yeah.
Do you want to go down and introduce all of us?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Jones.
Woo! I'm Elyse Willems. Boo! Just kidding.
I'm Hex. I'm honorary Rooster Teeth lady for today.
She doesn't know, but we just hired her. She really has no choice at this point.
Trapped.
I'm Ashley Jenkins.
Yeah. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Barbara Dunkelman.
Whoop, whoop. You got like a police siren. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Like, Barbara almost left her last name off. She's just gonna go with the one name now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like Beyonce. Or Madonna. Barbara.
The lamest one-word name ever.
Come with me, guys.
Karen. I'm just Karen now.
My parents just got here. You're late.
Oh.
Yeah, pay Barbara's parents.
You got pizza?
They brought a pizza.
Why didn't you get me any pizza?
I think they were giving it for you.
Cool. Well, we don't really have a plan for this panel, so I don't know if we want to do Q&A, if there's a mic out there in the audience somewhere.
Oh, everyone just got up.
Well, it's a big responsibility. Otherwise,
Are we
have to fall
boring
back
you?
on talking about periods,
never mind.
vaginas. What other things do girls have? Boobs.
Scoliosis. My scoliosis. I'd like to talk about that for about 45 minutes.
Well, there's even some girls who don't have vaginas and boobs. It's 2016, all right?
It is. Anybody can be a lady of Rooster Teeth.
We also, I guess it's an appropriate time to mention, we're working on starting a women's podcast at Rooster Teeth right now.
We did a taste of it for the holidays.
We did, where we had these ladies and Mariel as well. So we're going to mix it up, try to get all the girls on at some point, maybe even a guy every now and then, if he's appropriate.
An honorary lady of Rooster Teeth.
Exactly.
Like Chris.
Chris
Yeah.
is an honorary lady of Rooster Teeth, of course.
I'll be the honorary male representative every now and then. I'll take that responsibility. It's fine, yeah.
But
Someone's got to do it.
So yeah, look for that in like April-ish.
Can I ask a question, just like as a discussion point to start with?
Sure.
Sometimes I get asked, when I go to sort of women-specific events, particularly in the industry and stuff like that, sometimes I get comments from people who are like, if you really want to make gaming something that's like about equality and for women to not be treated differently, why do you feel the need to go to female-specific events? Like, why wouldn't you just kind of just be a normal person and a gamer and just like, let it ride? Why? Because I really love going to female-specific events and kind of connecting with other women, but why do you think it's important?
Because boys are terrible at talking about girl stuff. They get so squeamish.
I thought you were just going to say boys are terrible.
Yeah. Ashley, am I right, ladies?
Oh, yeah.
That's what you're doing wrong, Ashley. You need to hang out with more men, because men don't do that, all right?
I just feel like, honestly, it's about support, it's about empowerment, it's not exclusionary just to be proud of who you are as a female gamer or any kind of gamer. You can absolutely support other people and be proud of who you are as well, and you can empower other people. I think there's not enough female empowerment in the industry. You're absolutely kidding yourself if you think that there's not a problem of harassment in the jobs that we do for women. And I think that showing women coming up, like, I had like Morgan Webb, and that was like when I was in college. Like before then, I couldn't name a single female gamer that was like big in the industry. So showing women that it's normal that men and women play video games and that we are all empowered and you can all be welcome, I think is very, very important.
See, for me, it comes down to variety a lot. It's easy to find dudes.
Two people are excited.
Y'all are everywhere. And sometimes you just want a little bit of variety. And it's easy to find that when you go to events with more women at them and you have all those things in common plus games. So it's just you know, sometimes women go out for drinks together. That doesn't mean that they don't also hang out with dudes.
Yeah, I think it's just also really common in workplaces and in game development studios as well for them to still be very like sort of male heavy, and there's still a kind of general feeling that it's not a place that encourages women, you know, as much as it could. So I think a lot of the events I've been to have been about supporting women in the sort of game workforce and the tech industry and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. But I always just find it interesting when I hear that response of people sort of saying, like, why would you want to go out and hang out with other women and make it like a girls' club? It's like, it's not about that. It's just about kind of trying to balance the scale a little bit, and sometimes you need to get a bunch of women together and talk about how to make that happen, you know?
Yeah.
I just find that you guys are nicer to me than my coworkers. So I like that.
One of which is your husband.
Yeah, no, it's like,
No
that's your
big deal.
husband talking about. Calm down. I mean, same with Achievement Hunter. I mean, that's one of the best things that Jeff spoke to me about whenever I was first hired, and obviously Achievement Hunter is a lot of men are in Achievement Hunter, surprisingly enough.
Well, let's
Male,
play fast and loose with that term.
But the one thing he said to me, and I appreciated it so much, is he said, I feel like you fit in the humor of Achievement Hunter mostly, and there wasn't really a need to fit a token female spot, which I would never ever want, and I think it's so silly to think of women or female as one bland terms. Like, that's so many things that could encompass that definition. And just to have him say, like, I see you, Lindsay, as you, and I'm welcoming you.
It's like
as
that
a
scene
woman
from
who-
Avatar.
and it really
And
is.
I
yeah,
see
you. Yeah.
And not as boobs, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I was like, thank you so much. I am a human. Thank you. Yeah. I have a personality. Appreciate that.
Well, I think what's really interesting too is that, yes, you can go to a convention or a seminar that's about women in gaming, but we don't live like the women in gaming sort of thing. Like, Ashley and I, for a very long time, were our own network of two women talking about video games and tech every day, and those are so rare. I can't think of another, like, larger network that's about video games and tech that's run only by women. It was just us. And it wasn't about, like, girls and games. It was just about video games and tech. You know what I mean? We still covered it just the same as everybody else does. So, like, living that example doesn't mean that, or going to a thing about women in tech doesn't mean that you only care about, like, girl games. Like, you're also living just the example of, like, doing the same job and doing, you know, a good job, regardless of whether or not you're a man or a woman or anything else. Should we do, I think there's, like, a mic out there. Like, should we do questions, or is
There's a mic.
There's a mic.
My
Okay,
guy to
great.
our left.
All right, anybody want to do a question?
Yep.
Gentleman, right here.
It might be easier to form, like, a line of some sort.
Should we do line?
I just want to say, Hex and Elyse, you guys are sort of new to Rooster Teeth, so I was kind of thinking,
It's our first day.
what's been the most wow thing for you, for these guys, or for these lovely ladies and Lindsay?
Thank you so much.
We can be guys too.
I think
And
I have
dudes.
the biggest dick in the Achievement Hunter office, probably. Let's be honest. Yeah.
I think just like the energy that surrounds Rooster Teeth is really infectious, and it's really exciting to be a part of. You know, good game is something that is, you know, is quite like localized to Australia, obviously. So it's exciting to be a part of that and to create something that's uniquely Australian. But Rooster Teeth is kind of a whole different ball game. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, I've known Ashley for a really long time, actually, so it's kind of been really wonderful to kind of watch your journey through Rooster Teeth as well, and having known that we've been camping and we've been, like, you know, doing all this, like, crazy stuff for so long, and now I'm sitting here next to you.
Our first date, we
Jenkins.
had drinks that got set on fire.
That's right,
Yeah.
And when we went camping, you taught me how to make hobo dinners.
Oh, yeah.
Which is basically just a bunch of, like, meat and vegetables and stuff, and you put it in foil and, like, stick it in the fire.
Do you
That's
guys,
like-
anybody heard about hobo dinner? Well, I guess we're in Australia. A couple people have. So, okay, here's the thing. You go camping. You just cut up some potatoes, some mincemeat, some carrots, some onions, put a whole shitload of salt on that, and stick it in a fire for a while. It's perfect.
Yeah. We've now covered the cooking portion of the Ladies of Rooster
No.
Teeth panel.
Like,
You knew it was
that's
coming.
a stir fry in America.
Knew it
That's
was
all that
coming.
is.
Yeah, but
like,
Elyse, what about
but like
you?
cooking in the wilderness on a fire, like that's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I was like Bear Grylls with less pee.
Yeah.
Another
Only a
question?
little, though.
Anyone else?
Wait, Elyse, do you want to talk about what it's been like to be at Rooster Teeth?
I was like, fuck Elyse, let's skip it now.
I know we're all thinking it, but
Well, it generally smells in the environment I'm in, but oh, sorry, Lindsay, I outed you, but everyone is incredible. Everyone's so supportive and welcoming. And I mean, the guys at Funhouse are great. I'm so lucky to be part of this now, and I enjoy my job every single day of my life. And I love Sean Poole. I love Spool. There, I said it.
I feel like he should be on this panel.
He should.
Honorary. Yeah.
Anyone else? Questions? Oh, I think you have some people there who've. Yeah.
You can pick. It's okay.
Yeah, it's on you.
Being like female content creators, how often do you guys read the comments section of anything you post? And do the negative ones affect you, or do you just brush it off after a while?
I don't know about everybody, but I read comments all the time on everything, whether or not I'm in it or not, just, to know feedback of our audience. There's a lot of negativity still on the internet towards women in any type of content, especially gaming, so I think, we're still moving forward in that sense, but, you definitely grow a very thick skin if you're a lady in the industry. I'm sure these guys could talk about it too, but...
Yeah, I think Ashley in particular has always said that, a lot of people say, like, don't read the comments, but for the No in particular, we always read the comments. We always want to know what people think and how we can improve our channel and how they receive the news that we're doing in our jobs. So we're always reading comments. I, in particular, have a career that is less clothing than most. Doing a lot of, like, the underwear modeling that I do invites that kind of negativity on a level that a lot of women thankfully don't have to deal with, but still, there's variants of that in everyone's career, I think. Yes, you have a very, very thick skin. It helps that my daily job for the last 4 years has been on YouTube, which is just the crucible of shit. But yeah, you learn to brush it off, and I think the most important thing you learn is to treat all of the positive comments you get just as much, give it just as much weight as the negativity that you receive, because you'll read 10, oh, you did a great job, and you'll see one shitty thing, and you'll let that stick with you, and you think, well, I didn't even give that weight to the 10 nice things that I read, so.
Yeah, I've been working on the internet for 15 years now, probably, maybe 16, and I don't think there's anything left on the internet that can really, this is not a dare, that can really shock me into just outraged offense. I will never quit anything because of some internet comment. In the end, they're the kinds of things that people say because they would never actually put them out loud. And you have to take them with a grain of salt. You have to filter through it. It's just sieve it. There's a lot of really amazing feedback that you get by reading comments, and as long as you don't get bogged down in the terrible ones, then you're set. But if you don't take any feedback whatsoever, then you're not going to grow at all.
I think I definitely cared a lot more in the beginning, when you're kind of starting out and you want people to like you, and when they don't, it's hard, but I think, yeah, it is partly about a thick skin, but also kind of figuring out people's agenda. When someone goes out of their way to just say something hurtful for no reason, and it's not even feedback or criticism on your job or what you do, but they're just your face is ugly, and you're like, okay, well, what kind of person are you to be able to be spending your time going online saying stuff like that about people? The only time I can really think of that was really out of control was when there was one guy who made it his mission to out me as a lesbian, and was really intense about it. And I've never commented on my sexual orientation one way or another because I'm well, it's no one's business or whatever. So, and I was determined to not clarify either way because as a matter of principle. But he was on such a tirade, every kind of social media site of mine, he was posting all these things and saying that I shouldn't be working in children's television because I'm around young children and I'm gonna molest them with my lesbianism or something like that. And he had this list of reasons why he thought that I was gay, and it's because I posted a lot of pictures of women, like Xena and stuff. It was really cool.
You're not allowed to have friends or Xena.
Yeah. And one of the reasons was because I have a deep speaking voice, apparently. And I just thought that was really fair.
What? Who has deep voices as women? That's weird.
I think your voice sounds great.
It was really intense, and that was the only time that I ever got really fired up and started writing these long comment essays, being how dare you, blah, blah, blah. But
Elyse, I thought you were slipping into your General Grievous for a second there.
Do you have the bowl here?
I don't have my bowl of Grievuses. I should have brought it.
I like molestation, not funny, but Molested by Lesbianism sounds like the best book. Like I want to read that.
I feel like
or
it's
like be sentenced to that.
like lesbianism.
Molesbianism.
I'd love to be a lesbian. I don't know.
Be like some kind of erotic zombie like plot. Maybe, like lesbianism is affecting us all.
Like in terms of negative comments, like that you guys said, I give much more weight to the negative than I do the positive. I think some people feel bad about themselves, so they try to bring you down to their level. But there are also a lot of comments that really make me laugh. Like when you get on the deep web, you'll find some shit, and I do enjoy YouTube, and I do like comments for that, and I read them all.
I read all the comments too, and I feel like I'm the same way. You will find good criticism, so it'd be kind of, you're cheating yourself out of some good critiques if you're just like, I don't want to read the comments at all. It took a little bit for me to adjust because I came from news beforehand, so I was used to very professional interactions with fans or people who watched my content. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock at first, and I was like, oh man, all right, I was just standing there, but I guess I'm an ugly bitch who deserves to die. All right, cool, whatever. But
I didn't know you read my comments, Lindsay.
Yeah, why, Meg? Damn it.
Low-hanging fruit,
I don't know. I guess after a little bit, you kind of have to think to yourself, like, if I'm this person's biggest problem, like my existence is that detrimental to this person, their life is amazing. Their life is fine. So I don't care anymore. Especially with body types, that's the most interesting thing. And like, you know, I'm a larger woman, whatever. But I'm sorry, like if my body is really the biggest problem for you watching this video, like go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I feel like Ashley and I sit at our desks, we sit near each other, and always be like, oh man, did you see this one? Like we have like try and top each other with YouTube comments.
There's always really great ones too, and I wish we could do like a show where we do dramatic readings of comments.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite one of all time is I would drag my dick through glass just to smell one of Barbara's farts.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I don't think you would.
The good variant of that is I would drag my dick through glass to hear you fart through a walkie-talkie.
Right,
It's a very popular variant.
And that's how I became a woman.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I was molested by lesbianism. Anyone else?
Hello.
Firstly, I've got some Tim Tams for you guys.
Hey!
we just made a new
We
friend.
welcome
We just
gifts.
made a new friend.
Thank
Oh,
you.
sweet shirt. Suck it, bitches.
Was that your question?
My question is, I have to.
Secondly, who are some of your female idols?
Our female idol.
Xena.
Yes.
Yes.
I had posters of her on my wall
To
when I
be
was
fair,
in this.
Xena was one of the hottest bisexuals of all time because when her and her muse got together, what was her damn name? Anyone? Gabrielle. Oh my God, I discovered so much about my own body. With like Xena and Gabrielle.
I
Just
just
like who
liked-
I was.
I liked all the dudes that played different characters. Like the same guy, that really hot dude that's been in all the movies lately. I think he was Dredd. He was also like the Roman leader, and he was also like the god of lust or whatever.
There was like Ares was always fucking Xena. Sorry. All right, we talked about Xena. Join us for the Xena panel later. Who are your female idols, Barb?
My female idols. Gotta say, I mean, it's my mom is one of them. She's over there. Of course. Gonna get points for that. And then there's people I know in my life right now, like Anna Hollum is one of my biggest role models as well. She's a very inspiring, very wonderful woman. And then, you know, all these ladies up here are inspiring as well. So
Where
I have
is
a lot of
Anna?
people.
I feel like Anna should be here.
She's
should.
up in there. She's with us in spirit.
Somebody bring us Anna.
She'll just crowd surf her way over. I mean, yeah, I definitely think family, friends, my mom, I think those are like the easier to pull from because they have so much of an impact on you. I think career-wise, like I said, Morgan Webb was someone who I saw on TV and thought like, she's smart and she talks about games and I want to do that. And so I added a major in college because of Morgan Webb. So like, more power to her. She's an amazing person. Getting to meet her and actually find out that she was very cool and not like a complete bitch was very cool. So she was definitely one of my role models in my career.
Mine is, I'm going outside gaming a little bit, but some of my big ones, because I read a lot. One of my big formative ones was probably Anne McCaffrey, because she got me to
She's
like
here.
reading fantasy. And also, just gonna be a little cliche and say Jane Austen. Love that shit. Bitch thought society was hilarious. And she wrote zombies.
I'm gonna say my boss, Janet Carr, she created Good Game, and she's the executive producer as well. But she's just been such a long time gamer, and she just saw a real gap for gaming content coverage in Australia, and just kind of created Good Game out of nothing. And she was always really instrumental in allowing me to be very much myself and authentically, you know, a gamer and a woman, and just never apologize for that. So she's very cool lady.
Amy Poehler is my like all-time favorite, like funny. She can write. She's just naturally funny. Smart Girls at the Party is such an amazing thing for young girls. And of course, Barbara's mom, also another idol of mine.
Me and Elyse are sisters, so it makes sense.
I get it now. Oh my God, I see it. For me, obviously, yes, it is my mom. My mother worked while my father stayed at home, and unfortunately, at the time when I was a kid, that still was considered somewhat unconventional. So it was very inspiring to see her, you know, chase after her dreams and say, no, I don't want to stay at home. Sorry, I love you kids, but I'm gonna work. But along with that, I have a weird, interesting relationship with Joan Jett, where I both want to be her and I'm in love with her at the same time. So that's pretty interesting. But mostly because she, so much of her persona is, you know, doing whatever she wants to do and not letting anyone tell her that you can't do this because you are a woman. And I was like, that is awesome. So, I mean, from a young age, I was like, I want to do that. I want to do what I want to do and not have someone tell me, no, you can't do that, female. Get out of here.
Female. Cool. Do we have another question? Do we have our microphone somewhere?
Oh, it's been passed, the
We
torch.
have a new microphone person. Run!
I love your tights.
Hello, Barbara, I've made you an off bag.
Oh my God! Yes! Yay! Oh my God, it's so cute. Thank you so much.
Cute. Great job.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
She came by our booth earlier. That girl is insanely talented. Well done.
Nice.
Screaming into a pillow. Thank you.
My question is for Elyse. So you joined Funhouse after they already established a large viewership, and I was wondering if you were worried about how you'd be received by the audience by joining them much later, being a female, and how has that been for you? Has it been positive and negative, bit in between?
Yeah, it was like a gazelle at a lion's den. I was pretty terrified, and I expressed that apprehension to Bruce, and then Bruce was like, if anyone has a problem with it, we don't want them watching. He was pretty straightforward, and he told everybody, he said, if you do anything, I will mess you up. So if anybody jumps me after this panel, remember, Bruce is gonna get to you. But everybody in the community has actually been really, really supportive and really wonderful, and I'm having a great time.
Elyse is auditioning for Miss America right now, just so you know.
My favorite color is opal. Is that a color?
You're well on your way.
Hi, just first off, Hex, I've been a big fan of you for years, so thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
So all of you guys have significant others working with you guys and Rooster Teeth. So I was wondering, do you guys have an agreement with them about protocols and what you do when you go into work with them?
You want to start at your end, Lindsay?
Yeah, we technically do. We do have a handbook. I mean, obviously Rooster Teeth is a lot of things go that would not fly at any other companies, but we do have rules and regulations that we have to follow. And there is a point where if someone says, that wasn't cool, we have to say, all right, yeah, that wasn't cool. Now let's adjust to that. So, and we're growing so much at such a crazy rate lately too that we have to adjust to that, and we have to become a little bit more professional in what we do. So it's a little bit of an interesting song and dance, but yeah, there are rules and regulations that we do have to follow.
Yeah, I mean, the number one rule and regulation is film it.
Yeah, as long as it's on camera.
But the number two regulation that follows that is once you've filmed it, if it turns out that the person who was filmed it doesn't want it, it doesn't go anywhere.
Nope. And people get upset about the censorship, but We have to do it. Sometimes things go a little bit too far.
It's a trust circle.
It is. No,
You can't be your worst if you don't trust each other.
No, it is. I think a lot of people too will assume like, oh, so and so is really bothered by like a lot of people. A good example is like a lot of people think Gavin is really bothered by the me and Ryan jokes, and it's like if he really was, you wouldn't hear a Meg and Ryan joke ever, because like we take that very seriously. Like, we take people's discomfort very seriously. But for Gavin and I, like personally, we never work together. Like we'll do like $1 Million Butt or something, but we really don't like guest on each other's YouTube channels or anything like that. Like he works in Achievement Hunter, he works in a different building. I never see him, like, and that's by design, because when I sit down, like I don't know how you and Michael do it, but if I see him on like $1 Million Butt, I sit down at night and I'm like, so I saw you today, so I'll just go over there now and then see you later.
We're so desensitized. We're like, hi, what's up? All right, cool. We pass each other.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I kept mine a secret for a long time just because I was like, didn't want to talk about it really. And then it kind of got to a point where, we went traveling overseas for like 2 months, and there's like all these photos of me in all these different places. People are like, who is taking the pictures? And I was like, a ghost. But and then eventually I was kind of like, oh, this person's a big part of my life, and I just want to keep taking photos of them. And he works in the office with me, but in a very different role, so we don't see each other that much. But I will say that if you are kind of involved with someone and you do want to go and be like mildly inappropriate with them, just make sure it really is them, because I had an incident recently where I was like, there was no one else in the office, and I saw him like, he was like leaning over a camera, and he just had his jeans and white t-shirt on, and I was like, hey baby, and I kind of walked up and like Goose turned around, I was like, holy shit, and he was like, what? And I could see on his face, and he saw on my face what had almost happened, and I went bright red and ran away, and we laugh about it now, but it was he almost got molested by my lesbian.
I would say that's just a good excuse to just touch other people at work. Whoops, I thought you were Gavin.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there.
I can never mistake anyone's butt for Aaron's butt. It's very distinctive, so that'll never be a problem.
That's because it's
boots.
just below a super weird shirt.
Yes, it's true. Also, thank you for the nice caress.
Yeah.
I'm sorry my face is so sweaty.
It's all right, I added to it with my hand sweat.
See, like going along with that of like accidental inappropriateness, I guess, like I've run into incidents where we have fake Twitter accounts where people will impersonate us and then message fans. So every now and then I get messages from fans like, hey, that was really cool when you sent me that hentai picture. I'm like, yeah, that was not me. Let me stop that right now.
And also, here's another hentai
Yeah, also,
picture.
check this out. Yep.
Hi, I made a pusheen for Lindsay.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Goodness. That's awesome. I'm not crying, you're crying.
Oh, you have awesome leggings too.
It has a
That's
little
so cute.
That's so cute. Oh my goodness. Well, you're just gonna stay right here.
Now she's pregnant. A little pushing.
Pushing pregnant.
That's better than a baby, though. What you
It is, damn straight. I can like throw this and it won't cry and stuff, yeah. It got dark really quick, I'm sorry.
If you throw the baby hard enough, it won't cry either. Okay, go ahead.
Boom!
Bad time to announce I'm expecting. No, I'm just kidding.
And
Thank
that
you
was
for
the last
making
time
me
Meg
feel
was
better
ever
instantly.
invited.
G'day everyone. Meg, you were talking about speedrunning with Aladdin, which is an awesome game.
Yeah.
When can we see more speedrunning from Rooster Teeth? Because like speedrunning's awesome, Rooster Teeth's awesome. Just like chuck a channel in there. You know?
You'll probably see it right here.
Yeah, I would, I actually was talking to Ray about, I wanted to speedrun A Link to the Past, so I got a Super Famicom, and Andy, one of the most prolific Link to the Past speedrunners, who's like my hero, helped me out with learning the game, and was very encouraging. And so actually I was talking to Ray about how to stream that. That Ray was like, think a card, I don't know, I'll figure it out, and then I never heard from him again. So yeah, Gab's helping me figure out a card. I think we're gonna start Twitch streaming our Aladdin runs eventually.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm good at speedrunning as long as I'm not wearing heels. Get it?
Nailed it. Yeah.
Hi. I'd just like to know who some of your favorite all-time...
Where's that coming
Where
from?
is this?
Over here!
God.
Over here.
Okay.
Who some of your favorite all-time video game characters are?
Princess Zelda. I mean, that's a good one.
I wish you had said Princess Link, or just
Princess Link.
Zelda in her green tunic.
She's so cute.
All-time favorite video game characters. I had the biggest, like, no joke, actual crush on Leon from Resident Evil 4. Like,
Hey, me too.
so hot with like his weird emo cape of hair, and he turns down Ashley at the end, and
you're
like,
like,
and I'm
I
like,
wanna
it's 'cause
beat
he's
Ada Wong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's saving himself for me. I had like a real honest. Him and like Tuxedo Mask were like my like someday they'll be real, and Legolas. That was it.
Let's see. Obviously Jade from Beyond Good and Evil. April from The Longest Journey. Mario.
Mario, he's a cool dude.
He did not give up.
He never gives up.
Never give up. Never surrender.
I'd have to
Plus
say
he rocks the coveralls.
he does. He rocks some overalls like you wouldn't believe. Also, Stauf from The Seventh Guest, or Staff, or Stauf, or however you Stauf in the game. But he's like a crazy dude who just kills a bunch of kids with dolls. This is it's a theme now. I'm going with dead kids. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm actually working on a Seventh Guest series where I get to be like the tiniest part in it, but I'm just like, because it was one of my favorite games ever growing up.
Well, anyone who knows me knows that I'm a huge Witcher fan, so Geralt is probably the character that I've been most obsessed with since the beginning of that series. It's just, I'm a huge fantasy nerd, and every book that I've ever read and every piece of art that I've ever loved, it was kind of like this game came out and it encapsulated everything that I love about fantasy and then put me in control of it. And as a character, he's just got everything about that roguish adventurer that I really love. So, and just I know it's a cliche, but the reboot of Lara Croft, I think a lot of women have and men have identified with her and how cool she is and how independent and strong. So those two are my faves.
I love the King of all Cosmos from the Katamari series.
Yeah.
He's such a dick, and he's so great. I love Sly Cooper. I love. I was really digging Mike in Until Dawn, because you're like, oh god, he's a jock, he's a jerk, but then you kind of learn to like Mike. Yeah. God, who else? Link. Just because I love Legend of Zelda, and I'll try to think of more.
My first answer is gonna be a little cheesy, but it's true. Samus Aran, absolutely. Maybe more of the suit Samus than the Zero suit, although it's still attractive. Hitomi from the Dead or Alive series. I always like playing as her because she has a lot of upper body strength as well, and I kind of identified with that as well. For Link, I love Legend of Zelda, but also my favorite would be Malon. I always thought they should be together, not Zelda. But yeah.
Can actually correct my Zelda, Princess Ruto, because she does not take no for an answer, and she makes people carry her around.
She knows what she wants and she goes for it.
True. Most recently, though, I will say Hattie from Battle Block Theater is fantastic. Yeah, it's one of my recent favorites.
I think you're all missing the best Zelda character ever, which is Shalarsh. The speedrunners call him that. He's like the old guy who gives you your dash boots. He's got ears that look like a cowboy hat, and now I can never unsee it. Love him.
Tingle's also pretty great.
Yeah, Tingle's so creepy.
Just wondering, how far is the... I'm over here.
What? Oh.
Over here.
Hello.
How far is the full-blown ladies podcast? Because we keep getting all these tastes and it's really funny, so just how long till we get the actual version?
I have
How long until we get the ladies pod? You said April?
April, I think, is when we're going to start. I think we're going to start doing some test pilots and stuff like that, maybe for sponsors just to get it going. But I think it's slated for April.
And it's an hour, right?
Yeah, it's I think between 45 minutes to an hour, and it's going to be kind of more of like a Q&A kind of podcast, hopefully. Spoiler. It'll be great.
What?
Hi, so this is kind of aimed at Barb. So I am a massive fan of puns, to the point where my sisters like to tell me every time you say one. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
What qualifications did you have when you entered Rooster Teeth?
Very well done, very well done. Also, for a second I thought you called me Bob, just because of the accent, and I was like, I should change my name to Bob. That sounds awesome. I didn't really have any qualifications when I came to Rooster Teeth, other than the fact that I was really involved in the community and I loved the company, and I got a good rapport with the guys, and they're like, you should come work for us. And I was like, yeah, okay. I peed myself. So yeah, but good puns, and I'm glad you enjoy them.
Hi. I hate to step on toes, especially Australian toes.
Oh, it's about to go down.
It already went down the Achievement Hunter panel, and now it's back again.
I just wanted to say that Xena, very famous New Zealand production, with Lucy Lawless. She's one of our biggest celebrities in New Zealand, and you can actually learn more about her when you come to New Zealand in the immediate future.
RTX New Zealand?
Yes.
We're gonna need you guys to donate an awful lot to Laser Team 2.
We'll do that.
And Xena memorabilia. Mostly Xena memorabilia, please. Thank you.
I heard they were trying to reboot Xena.
They are, with Lucy Lawless.
That's bullshit. It's already perfect.
I think this is the most we've ever talked about Xena in my entire life.
She is amazing.
Get on it.
Never enough. It's on Netflix. Go back and watch it. You will question your choices.
I have all the box sets.
So good.
Hey everyone.
Oh.
Got a question for all of you.
Hi. Over
With
there.
this new female content creation coming out, would you like to see tons of more female-only shows pumped out, or tons more mixed ones?
Oh, we would like more female-only shows or more mixed shows? Go ahead.
It seems like one of the big things for Rooster Teeth is that we want to create content that we would want to watch, and so we happen to be female, as far as I can tell, but that's not the only defining factor for any individual. So we like to watch a whole bunch of different things. We like to create a whole bunch of different things, but we never want to create something that just women want to watch, because that seems like it's limiting. We want to create something that everyone would want to watch. If they have that same sense of humor that we do, then it doesn't matter what their bits are.
Yeah, I think for years, like when I came on board, and obviously I haven't been a Rooster Teeth super long, but when I came on board even, they were like, really, really want to do a girls show. Like, we want girls content. And I think we all pushed back on we wanted that content, but we didn't want something to be like, this is the girl hour. And I think we are all very, very careful, Barb especially, about being very sensitive to the fact that we're not going to be like pandering to. We have a large female audience. I think a lot of people underestimate the female audience for Rooster Teeth, and we absolutely want to speak to them, but like we would never, like Ashley said, just define you because you're a woman and you would want to by default watch a woman's podcast. Like,
yeah, we use the example. You guys heard of this thing? Bic pens. They did this thing like pens for women, and they were like smaller and pink, and it's like that's really stupid. Like, we don't want to do like a podcast for women. It's just like a podcast that we want to do that happens to feature a lot of female talent on it, like for the majority. But yeah, we definitely don't want to do girls-only content or like this is for girls.
That being said, our podcast set will be smaller and pink.
Meg, thanks for coming. How are you going? Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling better. Yeah. It was iffy. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be in Australia.
That was a solid question. It was very nice of you.
It was very sweet. Thank you.
Hello. Firstly, Ashley, I adore the Jeffrey Campbells.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I did want to ask, as a female who would like to attempt to get into the industry, what advice would you have for all the women out there who wanted to try and break into the industry and get their name out there?
I feel like specifically for female advice, it's very difficult to say like, oh, well, clearly, like as a woman, you should do this. Everyone has very different journeys. But I think the biggest advice that I could give is you are going to receive a lot of pushback, specifically because of your gender, unfortunately. But I would say never, ever let that stop you. I know so many women get discouraged after reading negative comments or just having, unfortunately, friends and family, people closest to them say, you can't do this. Don't listen. You're letting them win. Just keep doing what you want to do. Find your passion and follow it.
Yeah, it depends on which facet of the industry you want to get into. If you're looking for like the back-end production, and maybe you can't afford to go to film school, there's all kinds of open source software and tools that you can look at to try to learn and become part of that. In terms of just combating it as a female, be yourself and help the women around you, because like we're all it's the struggle, hashtag the struggle. We're all out here and sweating and trying. It's just sweating and trying.
I would say try and work towards aligning yourself with people who share the same kind of values and things that you enjoy. Companies that you again, I'm not sure what area of the industry you're looking to get into specifically, but companies that you really admire generally are the ones that are going to be most receptive to the kind of stuff that you're going to do. And the advice that I was given that I mentioned this morning in my keynote stands in that if you let your work speak for you, then you're not going to have to prove yourself to anyone, if they're inherently good people. So, yeah, and you can create your own work to start with, and that will kind of put yourself forward as someone who's capable, and people will see that you're switched on and talented, and you'll go far.
Yeah, I mean, my advice for women is really the same as advice for men, which is find out what you want to do, go after it. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Know that you're gonna have to work your ass off, probably harder. But if it's not there, if there's not an opportunity there waiting for you, you don't need anyone to make that for you. Do it yourself. We live in an age where you can do anything you want online. You can start exactly what you want to do. You don't have to wait for anybody. So do it. And that's honestly, like, doing what you want to do is the best way to get into doing what you want to do professionally. Everyone has to start from somewhere, and usually it's from being bad at it first.
No, I agree. I think I'd agree with Ashton that just doing it and knowing that not anybody you see that you think is so good at what they do, they sucked. Nobody starts and is perfect at what they do at all. But for women in particular, I think that just in terms of my career, I think a lot of people, and when I was coming up, a lot of people were like, ooh, you're gonna do an underwear photo shoot. No one's gonna take you seriously now. You've ruined your credibility. Fuck that. Be proud of how you look, and if you wanna show it, show it, and if you don't wanna show it, don't. Don't think that that's gonna take down or change your career. You are the only person who lets that change your career or define your career or put you in any sort of box. And it's sort of the thing that Bruce was saying about people being mean to Elyse. If someone lets modeling or whatever define you, that's not who you want to be working for. Those aren't the fans that you want following you or watching your content. Fuck them. Keep moving on and keep doing you. So don't ever let someone tell you that showing your body or being proud of your body or whatever is going to limit your career in any way, or it's something that you should be ashamed of, or that it's a cop-out. Your body's not a cop-out. It's part of who you are. That doesn't open doors for you or whatever. People who think that, are assholes, and they're just trying to look for a reason that they aren't succeeding the way that you are.
Yeah. Do you want to drop the mic now, Meg? Or?
Yeah.
Hi guys, I just want to ask you a quick question. This is mainly for Elyse. In the Funhouse office, there is a lot of sexist jokes, and probably all of you have had to put up with it. Is there a point, or has there ever been a point where you kind of go, that's a bit too far?
Yeah, maybe every day of my life. I guess there's a difference between what you say and who you are in practice, and all those guys are incredibly supportive in practice. My husband cooks me dinner 90% of the time.
Is it space food, though?
Pardon?
Is it space food, though? Does it come in a bottle?
Yeah, well, it comes in a bottle, but he hands it to me. But it's that double-edged sword of some people don't understand the satire. So some people just think oh yeah, these Funhouse guys, they hate women like me. And then, no, they don't. They actually really love and want to encourage equality. That's why they brought me on board. I hope that answers your question.
I like the idea of are there sexist jokes that you put up with at work, but we perpetuate them constantly.
Yeah, we really do. Yeah.
We're the one who's the scenes look good. Can we put a bitch in the kitchen? Take her shoes off. Let's make sure she's making a sandwich. We're all just having fun with it because it is all about the intention that's behind it. If someone really is sexist, you're I'm not gonna let you get away with it.
It's not the kitchen that we're in right now.
I know.
Damn it.
That's why it looks so scary and bright.
Well, I'm baking, so.
Oh.
Well, see, the interesting thing too is with Achievement Hunter specifically, I know some fans have been are you uncomfortable also being one of the only females in there? Now we have Steffi, but I think also it's them. They have asked me before, are you comfortable with this Lindsay? And they have that personal relationship with me where I'm yeah, it's fine. You can make those jokes, and I'm the kind of person with my humor where I'll come back with suck my tits, suck my flap, take that.
Meh. The most sexist joke of them all. Meh.
Suck my tits, I'm lactating.
Yeah, suck my
We
flat,
were
dude.
just talking about that. We were literally last night talking about whether or
I
not
don't
you could
wanna
use a lactating tit to get someone's attention. Like if you could just be like, sheep, just to get it. I would do it. That's why
Get
I'm
someone
not
in the
ready
eye.
for kids.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah, I think they said we had 10 minutes left, so maybe 1 or 2 more questions.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hello. Early, I'm over here. Where?
Right there, right in the back.
Oh,
right.
yeah, hi. So earlier today, you were saying about your role models and who you look up to. I think, do you guys realize that you have so many young people who actually consider you as role models? I was wondering how you handle that and how, how you act differently as role models to young women.
First of all, I just want to say I'm sorry.
Please don't.
We're so sorry.
It's like something that's really surreal to me because I never thought I'd be in a position to be someone's role model. But I think, all these girls and myself, we just like being ourselves and being true to who we are and not try to be someone else on camera or just, for the sake of trying to impress someone. So I think as long as we just perpetuate that idea, and I think, everyone should follow suit and just be yourself. And if someone doesn't like that, they're not worth your time. So you be you.
Yeah, I think that honestly, like, if you try to think of your life as like I'm someone's role model, like that pressure is so strange and surreal is a really good word for it. I think really in my like role modeldom, my message is, of course, be yourself, but also don't be afraid to fuck up. Like I screw things up all the time, and like sometimes I'm wrong or I argue a point that I have no idea what I'm talking about. Do it all the time. Like be comfortable with it. That is what life is. And so I think that kind of takes the pressure off of, are you sure, like, do you understand that you're someone's role model? It's like, if I'm the person who, like, screws up in front of the internet and then they learn it's okay to screw up, like, great, I'll take that brunt. Like, I'll take that hit for you. And hopefully that's, like, the message that you put out there.
Yeah, I try to be very careful to not think of myself as a role model because it's way too much pressure.
Yeah, it's weird.
And also, if that's the case, then I'm bound to disappoint absolutely everybody. Because nobody is perfect, and there are a lot of things in which, someone might disagree with me on a certain stance or whatever, and that's fine. That's great, but we're all individuals. We're like, look how different all of us are, and I think that's what's actually way better is that we're all super, super different, and all mostly blondish.
Whoa, now I'm still redhead. Calm down. Calm down.
I think I certainly feel a responsibility when we started our children's program on a children's network. So there's two facets to my job, and that we have this adult content that we have, and then we have this kids show, and it was really great for me because the circumstances in which I came into my role and the kind of the backlash that I got from that, being the first kind of woman hosting the show, and the sort of horrible thing that happened when I replaced the other host. To then get all of these letters from girls saying how cool it was to see a woman on the show, that was like really gratifying and made me feel really good. So that was really special. But I do feel like a responsibility because I get young girls all being like, I want to be just like you. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. And they're like, and I dyed my hair the same color. And I'm like, oh, that's gorgeous. And she's like, and I'm 12 years old. And my mom says that you're great. And I was like, cool. She's like, and tomorrow I'm going to get my nose pierced. And I was like, no, wait. So yeah, I mean, I feel a responsibility, but I also feel really privileged to be in that position personally. Yeah.
I've always loved having like mentors and role models, and like occasionally, very rarely, someone has said that to me, and it's really flattering. But I'm still trying to become comfortable with myself, and I always like if someone has said that to me, I've said I hope that someday you can feel like you're your own role model, like you like yourself enough that you are who you look up to. That's a little sappy, so I just want to say that I am creating a series for Rooster Teeth starring Victoria's Secret models playing Dungeons & Dragons called Role Models. I hope you all watch it. It's coming to the Let's Play channel this spring.
I'm a little sentimental, and it's gonna be cheesy, but I keep every single note that I've ever received from a fan because I'm still blown away that that's even happening in my life. So I feel very honored and humbled that anyone would even find that connection and find inspiration in my work. Very same, like they were saying, everyone else, that I feel like I'm just being myself. And if someone else can find a connection and feel like they're motivated through what I do, then that's awesome. But I feel like the biggest message that I can give to them or anyone else who feels like we're role models is like, you're a role model too. Like, you should think of yourself as a role model. Like, you're inspiring yourself. You're inspiring others around you. I'm sure there's friends and family who find happiness and love and joy from what you do. So, you know, it's a two-way street, baby.
All right, guys, we actually are at time right now, so we have to wrap up. But thank you so much for coming to RTX Australia and for coming to the panel. And we'll see you later today or tomorrow. So thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the RTX Australia live stream powered by Twitch. It's Gus Sorolla and also
Bernie Burns.
And Gus Sorolla.
Are you going to let me use your mic?
No, this is
we're like newlyweds.
We know. This is like next level live streaming stuff going here.
I can't do it. I can't even keep a serious face when I do that.
So how you doing, man?
I'm good. It's a crazy event. We've been here for all of about 6 hours at this point, right?
Yeah,
and
something like that.
I've already been on like 3 panels and done like there was some like interviews today and some other media stuff. But it's been great. Everyone has been really cool. There's been people come all the way from Perth here. What's the furthest away you've seen someone come?
United States. I've seen a few people from the United States.
Well, I think Don was here from Vancouver too.
Yeah, which is crazy to me. It's like you can see us a lot easier at the show in Austin, but the level of support here has been outstanding.
You think that this will mean if we're doing RTX Australia every year, do you think that'll mean less people from Australia now come to RTX in the US?
I hope not. It's always really cool to see the Aussies together. Remember, we did I think we did the podcast panel in Austin this past year. We said, who's from Australia? And 2 people raised their hand sitting next to each other.
Right.
Are you 2 together? Nope. Totally random. They just happen to be sitting next to each other.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so it's those really weird connections that I like about these types of live events. Is like really people coming together, and then I'm sure those 2 people hate each other now.
I was doing a signing earlier today, and there was somebody who came from Melbourne, and they was giving me a hard time about not having the first convention in Melbourne.
Melbourne?
I say Melbourne.
I say Melbourne too.
And then like the next 5 people after him were all from Melbourne as well. So it's like, did you guys all line up together? It's like, nope, just coincidence that we're all here.
Absolute coincidence. Yeah, I mean, there's been people from all over. A ton of people from Perth, Canberra.
A ton of people from New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand as well.
They're very vocal in the panels, the people from New Zealand.
I like asking them what flag they're going to vote for, or sorry, what flag they're going to vote for.
I didn't even know what that was until you talked about it in the panel.
The Australian and New Zealand flags are very similar.
Okay.
There's just a minor color difference. The New Zealand flag has red stars. The Australian flag has white stars. So New Zealand dignitaries consistently get presented the wrong flag at their seat. So they want to make something that separates them a little more. So they actually reached out to the people of New Zealand to present them designs for a new flag. And then they put them all online, people voted, and the most popular ones are going up for an actual vote to pick the new flag.
In a million years, you could never do that in the States. Because you would try to do that and you would get like some of the worst designs ever.
They had those.
Did they?
Yeah, it was amazing
Did
to
they
watch.
make the ballot?
The ones that finally made the ballot were okay.
Okay.
They're none of them were that great.
Like there would be a dick butt flag or something like that.
I think I saw a few of those.
So where is this stream going out to? Is this global or is this
It's a
regional?
global stream all over the world.
Kind of tough. We were talking in the Founding Fathers panel today. Jeff talked about his new show, Let's Watch, where they're going to be watching movies and commenting on them. And him and Matt were talking about how hard it was to get the rights to movies to just be able to broadcast them on the internet. You know, first of all, just on the internet, and then secondly, all over the world at the same time. Because, you know, we fully recognize the fact that, you know, whenever we put content online, it's not just watched by people in the U.S.
Right, yeah, and it's difficult to navigate all of those rights issues. So luckily, this live stream is going out to people all around the world.
Well, there's no rights. It's just me and you. And those rights have been stripped from us.
I got this right.
You
right
can
there.
show your guns.
You can show my guns.
Fight your way back.
It's illegal in Australia for me to do this.
So we just wrapped up, and it's unfortunate we didn't get a chance to see it because we were up here getting ready for the stream. But we just wrapped up the Ladies of Rooster Teeth panel. Earlier today, like I said, we had the Founding Fathers panel, which was Joel, me, you, Jeff, and Matt. And then we had, before that, the Achievement Hunter panel.
Yep.
And then the Laser Team panel before that.
I did a Building a Community panel with Freddie Wong from Rocket Jump, Craig from Screw Attack, and it was myself and Barbara as well.
Who's our other special guest that's not...
We also have Hex, or Steph.
Yeah, I mean from the U.S. Did we bring anybody else down?
I think it's us and Freddie.
Yeah.
So thank you, Freddie from Rocket Jump, for sitting on a plane with us for 15 hours.
Freddie's
to come
amazing.
down to
He's always been a
Australia.
big part of RTX because he was a keynote speaker at RTX in Austin. And, we just love having Freddie around.
Yeah, he's great. It was really cool. He coordinated with the lighting crew in our panel so that he had an air horn app on his phone, and anytime he hit it, they would change the colors of the lights in the room.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to try to keep the audience on their toes and keep them interested.
And if you didn't get a chance to see it, Rocket Jump, Freddie's company, they made an episode of their Hulu show that was a super over-the-top live-action fight scene, and it was dedicated to Monty.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
He was saying that when they were working on it, they just felt like it was approaching that level of just over-the-top action.
Yeah.
That it reminded them all of something that Monty would have made, so they wanted to dedicate the whole episode to him.
Yeah, that just came out, I think, 2 weeks ago. It was really recent. It was like one of their most recent episodes.
Yeah, one of the most recent ones.
They're right over there. If you are in Australia watching this live stream, they are right over there in that booth. If you can hear the cheering, people are signing autographs down there in the autograph signing area.
Ryan just showed up to do one of his signings, and then...
That cheering was for Ryan?
I don't know what the cheering was for. It seemed like as soon as you said hello to them.
I think it was for Ryan.
Yeah.
People have low expectations of who to expect down here, apparently, if Ryan got that kind of reception.
Are you guys waving at us? Are you waving at us? Hi. They are waving at us.
I love this location we have here for our stream where we can talk, just kind of on a balcony overseeing the floor. I'm really blown away by the number of people here for a first-year event, especially for an international audience for us.
Oh, you say for this being a first-year event?
Yeah, people have really come out in force to support it.
Our experience in coming down to Australia has always been positive. I mean, from the first time we came down here, I don't even remember what our first event was. Coming down for just general conventions, not Rooster Teeth focused ones. It's always been just an amazing experience.
Yeah,
and I've been to Sydney, I've been to Melbourne, I've been to Adelaide, and I've been to Perth. And everyone, no matter where you go, is super appreciative of the fact that you come all the way across the ocean. And everyone here is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great crowd. It's really, really awesome. And we hope to really grow it.
So let me ask you a question, because it's not clear to me yet. RTX is in Australia, is in Sydney for 2016.
Correct.
We know for a fact there's going to be an RTX Australia next year. It's already on the books. Everybody's already working on it. Do we know, is it going to be in Sydney again, or is it going to move around?
I know the answer to that. I don't know if I can answer that question, though.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a way they're working on a press release or something, so I can't say we will be back in 2017. That much I can say.
I should probably point out I'm actually kind of crippled here, too.
Monitor.
I have, for my signings today and everything else, I have a splint on my finger because I cut my hand. I talked about it on the podcast, but I guess not everyone saw the latest episode of the podcast because people have been asking me all day long, what did I do to my finger? Whenever you're injured, people always want to know, what did you do?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
They want to laugh at you inside.
Pretty
Like,
much.
oh, that's so sad.
So this is not broken. I cut my finger, and I'm just not allowed to bend it until I get my...
You cut your finger making a sandwich for Teddy that he did not eat.
That he refused to, he would eat. And it wasn't like I cut my finger while making a sandwich. It was like an hour later, I was cleaning the knife, and I cut my finger on a knife that was used to make a sandwich for Teddy that he wouldn't eat.
What everyone wants to know is, what kind of sandwich was it?
It was a ham and cheese sandwich.
There's no bad ham and cheese sandwich.
Listen, you're killing me. Teddy is like the pickiest eater, and it's like, when we first started working at Rooster Teeth, Jeff was
super picky,
unbelievably picky. He would eat Italian food.
He wouldn't
hamburgers.
He would not eat anything white.
He wouldn't eat anything white. Jack Patillo, unbelievably picky eater. And who else at the company? You remember who's a?
It's those.
Carrie Shawcross.
Oh, Carrie is picky.
Carrie is unbelievably picky.
Then when we say picky, it's not like fine dining picky.
Oh,
it's like mac and cheese picky.
It's like pre-digested fast food. That's all they'll eat. And I'm worried that Teddy's going to be in the same boat.
No. So I had a really weird sandwich the other day. While we were down here, we've taken the opportunity to film an episode of Immersion down here with the community. We had about 100 people come out as extras in an episode of Immersion that we filmed.
That's one of my favorite things about RTX.
So great. But we had craft services. They brought sandwiches for everyone. I did not recognize a single sandwich on that table.
No, I didn't either.
I had a falafel sandwich.
Did you?
That's a
I
thing.
had a turkey sandwich with a red sauce on it. I've never run into that anywhere else before.
I feel like I'm an expert on sandwiches.
It was turkey, red sauce, and avocado. So explain that.
Yeah, I saw the avocado. That's why I ducked out on that one.
You're not an avocado?
Not an avocado fan.
Are you also you don't like sour cream?
Sour cream's fine.
Yeah, because Jason hates sour cream. It's like...
I hated it for a long time. I've recently started coming around to the idea of sour cream.
I love we have the most informative. Now we're just going to be talking about food for the next
Aren't you
5
hungry?
minutes. So where are we? Right now we're about an hour and a half from the show floor closing.
Yeah.
What panels do we have left for the day? Funhouse is going to be up next.
Yeah.